I'm just gonna get straight to it because there's a lot of interviews, sneak dissing, shade throwing, and insults that we have to get to. Before we get to the content, I just want to let you guys know that we're giving away multiple PlayStation 5s to someone that subscribes and turns on our notifications on this channel. Whether you're an old subscriber or a new subscriber, if you sub and hit that notification bell, you have entered for a chance to win a PlayStation 5. If you want additional entries, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And if you follow us on Instagram and Twitter, there's a really good chance you're gonna get your takes featured in my content, because on average, whenever I post a poll onto Instagram or Twitter, I usually get like 15 to 20 responses, so you'll have a good chance to get your takes featured in my videos. Now that we got all that out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Guys, I know I could already hear the comment section saying that, Mike, this is your fourth video on the Nets, or that's Nets related in the past week, but this is a little different. You see, Shaq has kind of garnered this reputation for himself to come off as, by the way, a remarkable Hall of Famer and Los Angeles Lakers legend, one of my favorite superstars to watch growing up. But he is also coming off as a little bit of a bitter old head that likes to insult any modern NBA player and to remind the average NBA fan of how good he was. And well, he didn't hold anything back from this entire James Harden situation, which I personally find very ironic. This all starts about 4 days ago, and it's in response to James Harden's final game with the Houston Rockets before he eventually did get traded to the Brooklyn Nets. And this is how that interview went.
We're just not good enough. We don't obviously chemistry, talent-wise, just everything. And it was clear, like I said, these last few games, they just, from the beginning of the game, they were just aggressive, veteran team, obviously, championship team, and, one of the best teams that we have in this league. I love this city. I literally, have done everything that I can. This situation is crazy. It's something that I don't think can be fixed. So, thanks.
So Shaq responded to what James Harden said, mainly when James Harden said, "I gave this city my all." Shaq actually had a bit of a problem with that statement about a week ago on Inside the NBA.
When you say you gave the city your all, that ain't true. And I'm about to say some things, and keep in mind I have a G14 classification to say these things. You asked for Dwight Howard, we gave him to you. Didn't work out. You asked for Chris Paul, we gave him to you. You asked for some shooters, we gave it to you. We asked for Westbrook, your homeboy from Little League, we gave him to you. Didn't work out. And when you say I gave you everything, I say no, you didn't, because the last 5 games when it comes to elimination, you're 1-4. You've been shooting 41%, 24% from 3, 32 assists, and 27 turnovers. I used to be like James. I used to come home and complain, man, he didn't do it. And my father, rest in peace, Sergeant Philip Harris, used to say, but what the hell did you do? He ain't do nothing. He ain't step up when he was supposed to step up. So, when you're the man and you make all the money, you make 30, 40 million a year, it's a big responsibility. Chuck has said this many times. When you're the man, you got a big responsibility. It's all on you. So when it comes time to show up, he ain't show up. So I know a lot of people in Houston glad he's gone. So now he got his little super team. He got to win this year. If he don't win this year, it's a bust, period.
Now, my apologies. This originally all started a week ago, starting with what Shaq said on Inside the NBA. James Harden would respond about 4 days ago on his Instagram story saying that we do all of this talking about uplifting the next African-American athlete/male, and some of these ex-NBA players who use national TV or their own social media to do the opposite. I see it. I just stay to myself, the real never lose. Salute to Dwayne Wade for being solid. So the reason why he's saying salute to Dwayne Wade for being solid is because D Wade, who happens to be Shaq's ex-teammate, day, these two individuals won a championship together, said, let's talk about this narrative. James Harden looks happy, and there's no price tag for that feeling. Could he have handled things better? Yes, but couldn't we all? I'm happy for this black man. It's really ironic because Shaq essentially did the same thing when he was literally the same age as James Harden. Shaq got into some petty little disagreement with Kobe, and of course, this is so much deeper than what I'm saying, but obviously, their disagreement that resulted in a split wasn't worth it because they could have won many more championships together. But for Shaq, his ego was so huge that he demanded to be traded from the Los Angeles Lakers, and he said, it's essentially Kobe or me. And obviously the Lakers went with Kobe. As a result, Shaq got traded to the Miami Heat, and it worked out for him. He won one more championship, but who knows how many more championships the Lakers could have won, and how many championships Shaq robbed himself of by doing that move. Now you have a man who is really feeling the pressure because the clock is ticking on James Harden's career. He's shown what he could do at an individual level. He's won an MVP, 8-time All-Star, 6-time first-team All-Team, 1-time NBA Sixth Man of the Year, 3-time scoring champion. I could go on and on about James Harden's accomplishments, but he has never won a championship. The way he forced himself out of Houston is definitely not the prettiest, but this is coming from a man that is fearful that the Houston Rockets would hold on to him until he's 33. By then, it may be a little bit too late for him to win a championship. But hold on, there is so much more because Shaq went on First Take today and had something to say about James Harden's response.
Why should it be championship or bust?
You gotta win. No. You listen. KD knows what it takes to win championships. So does Kyrie. James hasn't been there yet. It's time for him to get a championship. All that going to the front. No. He's not a young player. This ain't his first or second year. Championship or bust. And let me tell you why. So I guess James has a little problem with what I said. The first time we met, I had a problem with what you said, right? I talked to you like a man. And you know what you said to me, Stephen? You said, Shaq, you're a great player, but you haven't stepped up yet. Remember that? Remember you told me that? I cornered you. We got into a little argument. And look, you said, Shaq, I love you. You're the most dominant big guy in the world, but you keep getting swept. You haven't stepped up yet. So he ain't stepped up yet. All that talk about, we should be uplifting brothers and all that. I uplift my brothers by telling them the truth. I'm not a yes man, okay? You ain't show up yet. So you got to win the championship. All that making it to the finals, you're supposed to make it to the finals. You're supposed to make the finals, but you're also supposed to win. I want to see some people win. Look, I wish them well. I hope they win, but if they don't get a championship this year, it's a bust.
In a way, I do agree with Shaq. It is championship or bust. Kevin Durant is 32 years old, coming off of an Achilles tear. James Harden is 31 years old, and Kyrie Irving is 28 years old. So clearly, this team was assembled with the ideology that, hey, we need to win a championship while all three of these players are still in their primes. And for all you know, their primes could be extended until they're age 35 or 36, but for the most part, history is on the side that an average NBA player or an average NBA star begins to have a steep decline around the age of 34. I do agree with Shaq in the sense that it is championship or bust. I don't necessarily agree with Shaq getting on James Harden for deciding to leave the Houston Rockets, because if you ask me, there's no way he would have won a championship with the Houston Rockets. And instead of praising Harden for the decision that he made to do whatever it took to get into a position to win a championship, it seems like Shaq is looking for any reason to scold James Harden. But that's my take on the matter. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think? If you want to continue this discussion, make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.